Hello everyone, it's Mr. Barden here. I feel like I've been doing this for like 2 hours. So this is the final video, at least in terms of the order I'm recording them in, where I'm going over all of the various projects that my sound design course will be doing during the month of January and a little bit into February. It's essentially the first 6 weeks of the semester. This one, I think, is probably the most difficult in the beginning. Once you've got all the bits, it becomes a lot more easy. But this project is going to be essentially making your own live recorded drum loop. So for this one, we're actually going to be having a guest coming in from LSU. He's one of my friends and colleagues. He actually just finished his degree, so is Dr. Austin Franklin. I'm going to stick a little bio in the Google Classroom as soon as he gets back to me with what he wants me to say, and I'll just stick it right there. But he's a percussionist. He also, he's in my department as well at LSU with all the computer music and things. I'll let him talk about himself in class a little bit more. But essentially, you'll be recording a drum kit. I haven't talked about recording drum kits yet because while it's not too hard, it's a lot of small parts. It can be very time consuming, and the placement of the microphones can be heavily involved because again you need to get them close to the drums. There's the cuckoo clock again. Can you guess what time I'm recording this? Anyways, you have to get the microphones close to the drums, but they also have to be out of the way of the drumsticks because otherwise you'll hit your microphone. Don't hit your microphones. Anyways, where I was going with this before I got distracted by a cuckoo clock is you'll be making a drum loop. So I'm still working out the exact days that Dr. Franklin will be with us, but he's already agreed to be able to come in for 2 of them. But he'll be coming in for 2 days during this month-ish that we'll be working on these various projects. So if you're going to do this project, you have to record your audio on one of those 2 days. Okay, that's just it, because that's the only days he's going to be here. So what you'll need to do, again, will be making a drum loop. So you need to think, what kind of drum loop do I want? You need style, tempo. Is it loud? Is it soft? Things of that nature. And you need to be sure to give Dr. Franklin that information. And then you are the one doing this, not him. He'll talk about stuff and maybe give you some tips, but you'll be making sure all the microphones are placed at the right spot and all the levels are appropriate. And you need to record approximately 30 seconds of this drum loop, this drum audio that Dr. Franklin will then play on the drums. You should have at least 4 tracks. This is the absolute bare minimum. Bass drum, snare drum, left and right overheads. Bare minimum 4 tracks. But once you've recorded it in the booth, what you'll do is you'll take those audio files back to your laptop and do the rest over there. Because again, everyone who's doing this will need to, share. So we just get your audio, go back over there and finish it. I want you to turn in a handful of things. The first is just the raw files. Just turn them in right here. So they're backed up. 2, we can compare them. 3, if it's there. So turn in the raw files, but that's not it. You have more to do after that. From there, you will then be mixing the drums in Studio One. So you load in all of your tracks into Studio One like we've done before. And what you'll need to do is make sure that you clean up any noise, make sure the levels are okay. Nothing should be clipping, nothing should be too loud, or too soft so you can't hear it. Play around with the panning if you want. There's a ton of plugins that you can use. You're probably going to need the EQ, compressor, reverb, probably a little limiter, and then maybe a handful more. I'll talk a little bit more about what goes into drum recording when we closer to Dr. Franklin coming into class and drum mixing and processing and things like that. So when you're done, you'll be turning in again the full mix as a WAV file as well as the raw audio tracks. So we'll be doing that. You're only going to have a maximum of 5 minutes initially, just to make sure everyone has time. From there, as long as you know, 'cause he's agreed to come in for a second day, which is, you know, that happened after I posted this originally, but again, 5 minutes, and then after everyone else is gone, if you need additional time to re-record something, you want to try something new, maybe you want to get some drum recordings for another project, totally fine. But we need to make sure everyone doing project number 6, the live drum recording, gets their time first. So you get, okay, you know, you tell them what you want, you set up the mics, you record 30 seconds, you tear it down, you say thank you. That's it. That's straightforward. I will, once this is loaded, just for funsies, I'll put a link to what Dr. Franklin does in the description of this video down below, so you can go check out all of his stuff. It's really cool. Little plug right there. So that's it. That's all of this one. Again, you're making a probably this is the shortest in terms of what you're turning in, just time wise. It's only about 30 seconds of the final audio. But setting up, recording it, all that's going to take a little bit more. So I'm telling you now, that part's probably going to be a little bit more difficult. But we'll get through it as we go, and you know, we'll see what happens. That's going to be it for this video. So I will wrap it up on now, and I will see you all the next time that I see you.